Hi, this is Kedra. Wanted to reach out to you and show you how to make a payment on your taxes. April 15th is right around the corner, and some of you may have a balance due on your tax return. If you need to make a payment to clear that out, the ideal and easiest way is to make that payment with your tax return filing. So your tax preparer can obtain your bank account and routing information, put that in the tax return, and that payment comes out on April 15th or when the taxes are filed. The reason that's the easiest way is there's never a balance due that shows up on your account to the IRS. You don't get the nasty letters and everything's all done. So that's the easiest way to do it. The key thing about that is if there are any penalties or interest for late payment, so if you're filing your return after April 15th, with or without an extension, it doesn't matter. If you owe, you are going to have penalties and interest added on to your balance due. And penalties start at up to 5% a month on those late filed or late paid returns. So you want to pay those payments before April 15th or on April 15th to avoid the penalties and interest on that payment. So even if you're not going to submit your return, which I guess in this case, if we're talking about payment with the return, you would be submitting your return. But if you're not going to submit your return at that point, then you can actually still go through here and make that payment on the balance due. So that's what this video is about. Sorry. So I'm on irs.gov. From the home screen, I've selected payments. You can make a payment. You can also go up to the little toolbar and go to pay and get to this same screen. And so if you're ready to pay your taxes, if you want to pay with a bank account, which charges you no additional fees, the easiest way is to go right through direct pay. If you want to pay with a debit or credit card, you can do that the same way, and you'll get to choose from several vendors to make the payment. Either way, it's kind of the same process. You go through and you just make the payment. With direct pay, though, with the bank account, you're just going to go in, you're going to make a payment, select make a payment, and my computer's going a little slow. You're going to select the reason. The reason, if you're making a payment on your filed tax return, you're going to say tax return or notice. The payment, the tax return that you're making the payment on, 1040 in this case, because this direct pay system is for individual tax payers. Business taxpayers, you're going to use EFTPS. And if you're a business taxpayer, you should already know what EFTPS is because that should have been set up when you started your business. But I will keep an eye out, check my videos. If it's not already out there, there will be a video on EFTPS as well. But for individual taxpayers, and if you own a S Corp or a partnership or an LLC that's taxed as either one of those, and you get a K-1 that goes onto your individual taxes, you're going to make your payment through here as well, because again, you're paying on your 1040. Okay, if you have any specific questions on this, you can always make comments in the bottom. I will respond to all my comments, or give a call to your tax preparer and they would be able to tell you specifically, just to confirm for you, because I know I have a lot of clients when they come out here to do this, they get a little woozy and they're like, is this now, should I be a 1040? Because I'm an LLC, so it throws them off. So, but it should be a 1040, but if you're not sure, shoot a quick reach out to your tax preparer and they'd be able to help you out with that. And if I'm your tax preparer, you know that you can always text me at my main number and I'll do a quick yes or no and we're out the door. Okay. Okay, so the tax period for the payment, you're going to select, and you can pay any tax year that has a balance. So this also goes to if you're making a payment and you're paying off your taxes and you had balances for the last 3 or 4 years, you want to pull those balances up And from the original payment screen, and we'll go back here in a second, let's just finish this. So if you're going to pay 2017, well, this is going to be 2018 because I'm doing it as if it's right now. So April 15th, you're going to pay your 2018 taxes. You're going to confirm that that's what you're paying. It's going to do a verification of your identity. You'll select the year. It can be any year right now from 2013 to 2017. It doesn't matter what you select as long as you know the address, the mailing address that was put on that tax return. So you'll put that year, you'll put your filing status, your information, and the address, which must match the tax return. Once you've matched the tax return, you come down, accept the privacy policy, and then hit continue. What it's going to do for the year that you selected up there, I selected 2017, which was the most recent year. It's going to verify the address that you put in the screen with the address that's on the tax return for that year. So if you've moved or changed addresses, then you'll want to make sure that you're entering the address that's on the tax return. And then here, you're just going to put the payment amount, $5,000. Yours is, it's not necessarily going to be that amount, but $500, $50, whatever. And you're just going to enter the amount you're going to pay on the next screen and your bank account and routing number, and you're good to go. So it's very similar to making a utility payment. That's how you'll make your payments. Remember, payments need to be made by April 15th, midnight on midnight by 11:59 on April 15th in order to avoid additional penalties and interest on that payment. So whether or not you extend your tax return, you still need to make the payment. If you don't know how much you owe because you're waiting on information and you've extended your tax return, then what you'll want to do is look at, in most cases with my clients, the prior year's tax return will always have the estimated amount for your next year's estimated taxes. So look at that, and you'll use that to make sure that you paid in. If you paid in all your estimated taxes, then you should be good. If you have not, then this last payment should be whatever final piece that you still owe based on your estimated taxes. Your tax preparer or CPA can also do an estimate for you and provide you an amount that you need to pay by April 15th to avoid penalties. And as always, if you overpay, and once your return is complete, you do not owe that amount, you have the option to get a refund of that money back, or you can apply that to your estimated payments for the next year, which is the way that I recommend you go. So with that, this is the end of our short tax tip video on making a payment to the IRS. I hope this has been helpful. If it has, please give comments. If you have questions or you'd have other video ideas you'd like me to post, please put those in the comment. Like, subscribe, and share. And thanks so much. Talk to you soon.